Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning into my channel called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Awa, my stage name. Okay, guys, sorry for all this on my face, y'all. I still been wearing a mask at the hospital, so I'm still breaking out all over the place. You feel me? I'm still breaking out and and stuff. So we gonna get to the nitty gritty. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. So the caption reads, Men are needed. Okay. Men are needed. You hear me? Let me share something with y'all. Last week, I think it was Friday last week. Yeah. So I was going to the employee parking lot at the hospital, right? And it's dark. It's dark there, but they got some lights, a little lights. And I usually carry my mace with me when I'm going out to the parking lot. But this particular day, I did not have my mace. Now, anybody who know me in real life know that I'm hard. You can just be in my presence and you know if something go down, there's gonna be a problem. Okay. I've always been like that. I grew up really hard. So I have always been like that. So my line of work before I got to the hospital, I worked in Newark Airport and I did security there for years. Like half of my life, I did security there. So I have seen a lot of nonsense. You hear me? I have seen a lot of nonsense. I have done things. Okay, I have added to the nonsense. So um when since we moved down to South Jersey, I had to get a job that was closer to the house. So I started working in hospital. And the things that I do there is a little softer than what I have been through, a little softer. So I'm walking out to the parking lot and my antennas start flying up like something's wrong. Like, something's wrong. So I see this big white truck in the midst of the walkway of you crossing over to of me crossing over to the parking lot. You feel me? And I looked, I was like, why is the truck just sitting there? It's just sitting there. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. That's what I said because there's no other people are waiting to cross and the truck just sat there. So the truck noticed that I noticed them looking at me. So I looked in my bag, my work bag, to see if I had my mace on me because I was ready to about to wreck shop. I was about to do some nonsense in an employee parking lot. I was about to get tight real quick. So what happened was I get there. I'm still standing there. I'm waiting for the person to cross over to just, keep driving. And the guy do a quick turn, boom, into the employee parking lot. He parks in the part where the doctors park at. So I'm like, nah, because that's strange because all the doctor cars is nice. And this was like a beat up truck. You feel me? He swung in there, he sat there, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I ain't have nothing on me in my bag. I ain't had no mace or nothing. I left my mace in my husband's living room. And that's immediately when I knew I left the mace. Okay. So now let me tell you how good God is. Okay. Let me tell you how good God is. There was two brothers that worked for the cleaning department. They was coming in to the building. They was in the parking lot. They get out the car. And they was like, the guy who was waiting at the stop sign, right? He jumps out the car. He didn't see them. He jumps out the car and start walking towards me. And then the two brothers was behind him. And when he noticed they was behind him, he ran back into the car. So I told the brothers, because I know them, I see them all the time. I was like, guys, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all walk me to my car? Because I don't have anything on me to protect me. So they was like, nah, sis, go ahead. They walked me to the car, everything. And I was like, guys, thank you. I got to the car. They was like, no, no, no. We want to see you drive off first. They said, I want to see you drive off first. Get in the car first. I was like, okay. Got in the car. And I drove off. And I was like, God is so good because my antennas flew up that something was not right. Okay. I believe that's just my security background. My antennas just flew up like something is about to go down. But it was the two brothers who came in to work that was my godsend. So the next day when I seen these brothers, I was like, y'all is too much. Thank you. And they was like, how did you know? I was like, I felt something was off. You know, my background, I can just sniff something out. I could just sniff something out. It's that crazy because I've been in security for years. I can just know something is not right. The atmosphere when I walk in. So God is just so good. I was happy because these two brothers was like, I was like, when I got to the car, I was like, I thought, I'm like, I'm safe. I'm safe. They was like, nah, get in the car first and then drive off and then we gonna leave. And that's what they did. They watched to see if this guy was gonna follow me to the exit of the hospital and everything. I saw them through my my rear mirror. Okay. So this is what I want to say to y'all. If there was a world without men, okay? If there was a world without men, I don't want to be in that world. Yep, I don't want to be in that world. And the thing that made me even I was shocked because I have always been covered. I've been married for 15 years, so anything I have always been covered. My husband is just that type of man. Like he looks so peaceful when you meet him, but if you bring war to his door, he's ready for all types of smoke. If you bring war to his door, that's how he is. You ever see the lion who is separated from his lioness, right? He's separated from the lioness, but let you throw a rock or something to hit the lioness, you will see the lion get up and go to war. And that's how my husband is. So I was like, oh my goodness. So when I came home, not even when I came home, I was driving and I was calling my husband and telling him what happened. And he said, so what happened? So I told him that it was the two brothers at the hospital that worked for the cleaning department that assisted me to my car. And my husband was like, they was a godsend. I was like, yeah, because something bad was about to happen. Now I'm gonna share something with you. More than likely, the men, more than likely, hands down, men are stronger than women. You hear me? I don't want to hear that nonsense. Oh, you could have took them. You from the hood? No, I would have got hurt, but he would have got hurt too. But I still would have got hurt and probably beat down or whatever done to me. But I would have left some scars there. But just like I said, hands down, you cannot beat a man. Especially when they use brute strength. You cannot do nothing, honey. You in trouble. So I'm tired of y'all saying that we the same. We not the same. We not the same, y'all. We not the same. Okay? Y'all gotta stop saying that. We not the same. So I just want to say thank you to those two brothers. And I have nothing but respect for y'all. I always have anyway. But I just wanted to share that with my audience today, that it was nothing but God that sent these two brothers my way that night. So I'm so blessed. And when I told my husband was on fire, y'all. He was like, I'm going to be driving down. I was like, no, honey, don't do that. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to make sure I carry my mace. Don't worry. He was like, but you keep an eye on your surroundings. I said, I am. But can you imagine if those two brothers wasn't there, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all today. I probably wouldn't be here talking to y'all today. So I thank God for his grace and mercy. We have to get out of the fact that we think that we don't need men. And it's so sad that we are taught this from when we are young, that we don't need men. But when something bad happened, the first person that you call is who? Is the police. And more than likely, it's a man. And when you call for an emergency for EMT, okay, more than likely, it's a man. When stuff like this happen, when you need a plumber, electrician, more than likely, they are men. We have to get out of that concept of I don't need a man. All you doing is destroying yourself. Yeah, I'm telling you. All this rah-rah stuff that women be preaching all over the internet, you don't need no man. Let me share something with you. Let the house, let the house break down. Let something bad happen. And they say, oh, women are the most that's buying houses, right? They buying houses. That's what they say. But when the house break down and something bad happen or a flood come, who are you calling? You calling a man. So if you say that you don't need a man, then you don't need a plumber. You don't need an electrician. You don't need the garbage man. You don't need nothing. Because more than likely these jobs are held by men. There's only a few percentage that women held these jobs, and it's very rare. But y'all sit up here and say you don't need men. That's not true, honey. That is not true. And I'm going to be the first one to say it. And I'm tired of y'all saying that we don't need men. This is not true. Okay? It's not true. We can never compete with how God has built man. Okay? The way God has built his sons, you cannot compete with this. They have brute strength. You cannot compete with this. And I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all gotta get out of this. When you see a man, okay, and you disrespect him and you smack him in his face and he don't do anything to you, it's God holding him. It's God holding him, telling him, calm down, because if anything happened to this woman, you going to jail. But because they're conditioned by the world to say, oh, if a woman hits you, you ain't supposed to hit them back. But if a man, and I'm gonna say this, the Western part of the world, if you hit a woman here, you going to jail. But if you go to another foreign country and you hit a man, a woman hits a man over there, be prepared to get that hit back. Be prepared, honey. And it's brute strength that's coming back with it, honey. But it's because we teach our girls you could do all this nonsense to men. You don't need no man. This is why they talk the way they talk today. And it's heartbreaking. The way that they're raised today is heartbreaking. My girls, they know not to hit no boy. They know that. They go to school, they know. And the way I raised them, they know. They know that I want them to go to college. They know that I want them to get education. But they also know I want them to marry. My oldest girl told me, I said to my daughter this morning, what do you think I want from you when you get older? She said, I know you want me to go to college and I know you want me to get a good job. She said, but I also know you want me to balance married life and children. And I looked at her, I smiled. So I asked my other girl that's under her, and she said the same thing. And I smiled. I said, wow. They said to me, because mommy, I see you do it. You balance work and family and daddy at the same time. But daddy is always first. You always balance daddy first. And my daughter said, that's what I love about you, Mom. You always balance daddy first. And I'm going to share something with you, ladies. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to balance everything. But because the world makes you think that you're supposed to be a boss chick. The world makes you think that you don't need no man. You substitute one of your boys to be the man of the house. That's true. That's true. Because you don't want to take on the responsibility of having a husband, someone that you have to answer to. Good morning. How are you, my dear? Someone that you have to answer to. Because the world make you think that having a husband is more responsibility. But I'm going to share something with y'all. Having a husband and having a child, to me, hold on, guys, for 1 minute. Hold on just for 1 minute. Let me see something. Give me 1 minute. I just want to check something. Okay, no, he's fine. I'm just looking at the dog, guys, trying to make sure he okay. So back to what I was trying to say. I would rather, if I could start all over again, I would rather have the husband first than the children. Yes, I would rather. But nowadays it's so hip to have the children first. And then you think about having a husband. Does that make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't. Because you need the husband for structure. You need him to be there for structure, for the children and you as well. I know some of y'all don't like that. I know y'all don't like that, but it's true. You need the husband for structure for you and the children. See, that's why sometimes these boys get a certain age and they think they could whoop on the mama because it's only the mama there. And then the mama think because this is her son, he not going to challenge her. But let me share something with you. Once a boy get a certain age and he know he could, and he already sized you up, he already sized you up and you make him mad, you done took his game and everything from him, honey, he's going to fight you. There's no daddy there to protect you. You understand? He's going to fight you. See, some women don't believe that. And you can raise your baby as good as you want, and you can also spoil them too. You know what I'm saying? I don't suggest it. But I'm sharing with you is that when boys get a certain age, they will come against you. They will fight you. But when the king is in a household and he try that, you will see the lion come out of the king and he'll be on his lazy boy. The lion will come out the king and jump on this boy. And when the whole thing is done, the boy will tell daddy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean all that. And the father will tell him, boy, listen, you done got everything coming out of me because you talking to your mama like you crazy. I watched the video. Yes, you are right, my dear. Boys will test their father, but the father will rise up to the test, honey. See, the mama will rise up to the test too. But when the boy put brute strength and he's ready for war, he's going to hurt the mama. He's going to hurt the mama. And I'm going to share something with y'all. This is my truth right here. What I'm speaking to y'all today, this happened to me. My oldest son put hands on me at the age of, let me see. What age was he? I took his game from him. I think he was age 16. This boy put hands on me. Now, remember, I told y'all he was not raised with his father. His father was outside the home. And his father was always at war. Instead of me calming down and coming off my high horse and trying to work things out so that it can be a relationship, the relationship with him and his son was outside the home. Even though I was married at the time and me and my king was in the same household, it was war because my son felt a certain way. And also, it was my fault because I spoiled him. You understand? I spoiled him, and his father was not in his life. And I did that. So, what I'm speaking to y'all today is my truth. Okay? This is my truth today. My son jumped on me at the age of 16 because I took a game from him. I don't know if y'all remember that, what they call that, what is that? It's not a game, but it used to play that little digital box. It used to play all types of music and stuff. You could stream and everything. And that thing used to cost like $300 and something back in the day. And so I took it from him, told him to clean his room. And he said, fat bitch, I'm not, excuse my French, y'all, I'm not going to clean my room. That's what he told me. So anybody who know me, I'm from the hood. I'm from the projects. I have done nonsense in my projects. So I was ready for war. But I got to remember, my son is 6'1" or 6'2" at the time. And this boy was nothing but brute strength. He was on a football team and everything. This boy was big. And his father was built like this too. So when he came for me, he came like war. But I had to come like war too. But it broke my heart because this was the child that I raised, that I loved so much, that I put on a pedestal. But this is why I say fathers are needed. You hear me? Because if the father was in his life like I was supposed to let him be, there would have been all hell fire. You hear me? Because I know how strong his father is. There would have been a problem. But me being the way I was and didn't want to listen, the way I was and didn't want to listen and didn't want to take heed to it. You hear me? Me and this boy went to war in our house, in our own house. And I'm talking about, it was a bad war. It was not an easy war. Like the china cabinet was broke and everything, with all the glass shattered on the floor. It was war between me and this boy that I gave birth to. And it broke me. I was so sad, it broke me. Now, now that happened, and me and him, we went through a lot after that. It was a lot. It was so bad. And it broke my heart because I know it was my fault. Because when you give a child so much and you trying to cater to them at the same time, and you don't instill in them the right things, and the daddy is not there, and you don't have a relationship with the father, trying to be co-parent because y'all couldn't stay together, this brings a beast out of this boy. I watched this on Instagram yesterday with a mother arguing with her son about cleaning his room, and he bust all the windows with this little scooter. He was busting the window with this scooter, and she was calling him nigga this, nigga that. That's not gonna help. Let me share something with you. All you cursing and everything, that's not gonna help. See, God built these men to have brute strength. This boy gonna come for you. You better be ready. So he jumped on his mama. We didn't see that part, but I heard her cursing and everything. The phone dropped. So I know he jumped on her. But because the daddy was not there to correct, because soon as he would have said all that nonsense about him not cleaning his room, daddy would have barked. You hear me? Daddy would have barked, not even barked, honey. Daddy would have roared so loud, honey. It would have been a war in that house. And daddy would have shut the door and said, I'm going to teach you a lesson today. Daddy would have shut the door and told the mama, go sit down. I'm going to teach you a lesson today. And daddy would have shut the door and took it to him, right? And then after daddy was finished, daddy would say, now you clean this mother so-and-so room. That's what daddy would have told him after he done whooped that behind. Now, that's my truth. And that's why I say men are needed. Children need that, because sometimes when boys get a certain age, baby, they ready. Because they want to know who is dominant. You hear me? They want to know who is dominant. Okay? They want to know it. Okay? And girls do it too. Girls are not excluded. They do it too. Okay? But it's the way you raise them. It's the way you raise those girls. Because my girls have never, they have said sass, but they have never raised a hand at me. And then they know I'm crazy. So that helped. Okay. But I have another son that live in this household. Okay. I have another son that live in this household. And he is going into teenage years. And I remember him saying something to me and my whole face turned, right? And guess what I did? Who did I look at? When he said something to me, who did I look at? I just looked at the king like this. I just looked at the king like this because I was on my husband's chair. I just looked at my king like this, right? I saw this man jump from his lazy boy across the table in his living room to get to this boy, right? And he yoked him up, told him, if you ever, he whispered it to him. He whispered it to him. He said, if you ever talk to my wife like you lost your mind, I'm going to take it to you. So my son tightened up. He got scared because he ain't never seen my husband like that. But my husband is one of those quiet lions that's just sitting in the corner and just watch you until you throw a stone at the lioness. Once you throw a stone at me, baby. Once you throw a stone at me, honey. Once you throw a stone at me, honey, there's a problem. There's a problem, honey. Y'all, I'm done with my rant today. That's it. That's it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody take it easy. Thank you for just showing up for me once again. Thank you for coming to my live. Lady Navoa, thank you. Also, the letter C, that's all I see is thank you. Terry, you know how we do. Thank you. Willie, how you doing? Thank you for showing up to my live on YouTube. I greatly appreciate that. And everybody on Instagram, y'all, thank you. Y'all blowing up real big over there. Y'all doing y'all thing. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing my content. But I just wanted to tell y'all my truth today. Okay, so C is Moses. Okay, how you doing, Moses? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, Walker, how you doing? You always in my comments. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you coming in today. And thank you for all your comments that you put down, brother. You be doing your thing. For everybody on Instagram, thank you so much. And for Mrs. She said, I see you, my sister. Please, everybody, when y'all get a chance, please tune into the Harris Tribe Media. They ain't nothing but fire. You hear me? Nothing but fire. Love their content. I just wanted to share that with y'all that men are needed. Y'all hear me? Men are needed, honey. These boys need their father. These girls need their father so that they can know the value of being a woman. Because daddy going to show them how they supposed to be treated. You hear me? Daddy is going to show them how they supposed to be treated. And boys need that check from daddy. They need that check. You hear me? Y'all take heed to the message. Everybody have a wonderful morning. Y'all stay safe. So Instagram, I'm going to let you out first, baby. Take it easy, y'all. And YouTube, my family, my foundation. You know I could never forget y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I greatly appreciate it, y'all. Take it easy.